so sorry for keeping you all till this moment. Welcome to My Life Continues Every Day, the podcast. I am Amanda Elu, and yes, I think it's fast becoming an anthem where I tell you people how I'm sorry for leaving you all for so long, and I'm back again to yada yada. It's beginning to sound like a mantra I'm comfortable reciting, but I'm not. I'm really sorry. It's just, adulthood and a lot of things that you don't see coming, they just swing in your way, and you begin to gasp for breath because there's so much holding you. Sometimes there's nothing actually. You're just tired. Being an adult just makes you tired. Maybe it's just me. I just want to sleep, rest, see Netflix or any good movie and just move on. Speaking of movie, I saw Mary this week, the movie Mary. Yes, I have a lot to say, but I'm just glad our Blessed Mother is getting the attention she deserves. I also listened to the podcast or, some video on Instagram reel of Tea with Tamersan. He also has a podcast, and he was talking about Blessed Mother and the stuff she did at the miracle at the wedding in Cana, and I was so happy. So back to the movie Mary, which is on Netflix. Yes, I agree there were some unnecessary exegesis, some exaggerated scenes, which honestly, if they had followed some of the storylines in the Bible, it would even be much more exciting than some of the things they added. But all in all, I want to believe that they had a good intention, and that car just waltzed pat. Okay. No. All right. So I feel like I'm saying a lot before the break. So chill. I've got a lot to say. This is to show you that I've got so much to tell you today. So welcome to My Life Continues Everyday podcast. I'll be back. That noise in the background, trust me, I have done my best. But as soon as I make a lot of money, I'm going to have my own studio. I don't have a studio. I'm still managing my tools. That's why you can hear the background noises. And today, do you know the time? Why should anybody be driving by this time? You know what? After the break, I'll be back.
My life
will continue every day.
My life continues every day.
Well, my life continues every day.
We move. My life continues every day with Amanda Elu.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Cha from Capital FM in Nairobi, Kenya, and you're listening to My Life Continues Everyday podcast with Amanda Elu.
Okay, so I'm back. I have had no pleasure in leaving you all like this. I promise you. And if this happens again, forgive me. It's just there's so much coming up here and there. I'd love to focus all my attention on this podcast. But you see, I'm not earning from it yet. And so I have to make money because there are bills to pay and all of that. So sometimes it takes the time off. And when I'm not working, I'm tired from the work that I've worked before. And adulthood is stressful, but there are beautiful things about adulthood. I feel like we spend a lot of time, being grumpy and complaining and grudging about adulthood or murmuring. Oh Lord, that's a lot of English. We spend a lot of time talking bad about adulthood, but there are also good things. And you and I know that there are good things about adulthood. You just don't want to talk about it because, that thing that happens, gatekeeping, that thing we're scared of, which is another sign of adulthood where you don't want to tell the next person the update. You don't want to give them the update. You don't want to tell them what's new, what's good. Except some few people, who do that because you're scared they're going to take away your shine, or the one thing you hold, something that you have that is dear to you that you don't want to lose, so you don't want to tell people about it. And that's why we cannot talk about our marriages, our relationships on social media. And yes, people will argue that why would you do that? The world is large, you don't know the spirits, the persons in it, and why you're sharing your story with strangers. That's true, which will bring me to the next thing I'm about to say. But it's just that it feels sad that we cannot even be open as we want to be, because we know definitely being too open on the internet will one day, I do not know, but it will not happen to me. Amen. But, it just doesn't always go well for people. And that's a call from my family members whom I have not spoken to. I need to take this call, guys. Just chill for me. I'm coming.
Hey, what's up? This is Chow from Capital FM in Nairobi, Kenya, and you're listening to My Life Continues Everyday podcast with Amanda Elu.
Yep, that was a call from somebody. And this is the thing, right? I have been postponing this recording because I know something might come up in between. But if I keep waiting for the right moment, I'm not going to record this episode and all the episodes. So yeah, well done with the call, and I'm back again. Early this year, somebody who was my friend, who still honestly is my friend. Is it okay to say that a person is your friend, but you don't talk to them anymore, but they are your friends? somebody whom I had a fallout with, it's not necessary. It's more than that. You know what? I've shared the story of this person on this podcast before, but let me not say everything. It's okay. This person is beginning to become a stalker, and they're very open about it. So this person calls me and we're talking, and the person says, I want to see your mother. And I'm like, no, you cannot see my mother. I mean, it's not possible after what has happened. I didn't say this part though. I just said, no, you don't have to see my mother. I'm going to send your regards to her, but no, you're not going to see my mom. We're just talking randomly, right? Because I kept telling myself, I had blocked this person in the past, but I kept telling myself, why are you blocking this person? We're all humans. We are dust. One day people will die. If this person dies and you've lost a lot of people this year, how would you feel? That has always been the blackmail. I'm not sure who's bringing it, the devil or the angels. I don't know. And then I unblock this person, and this person calls and reminds you why you blocked them in the first place. They're not so terrible human beings. It's just that at the moment, right? Or in fact, look, it's whatever it is we're meant to do together in each other's lives, it's done. It's clear, because the more we push, the more we're going to ruin the good ones we used to have. And I don't know how to explain this without incriminating this person. I don't want, I just don't want them feeling any kind of way, because they will listen to this podcast. That's the point I'm trying to make. And so this person says, I know you're in Uyo. And I'm like, wow, how did you know? Because this person was claiming, oh, you blocked me on all platforms and I cannot see this, I cannot know this. And I'm like, oh, that's bad. Sorry. And I tell the person clearly, I'm not going to block you. Let's just keep talking on phone. And that's it. And this person says, look, I'm beginning to stalk you. There was one thing you used to say when we're together. And truly, I have always called this person a stalker. He said, yes, you remember what you used to call me? I'm a stalker, and I'm now doing it, and I'm deriving joy from it, because since you blocked me, I have now looked for all kinds of channels to get, to know what's happening in your life. It didn't sound like a problem to me. I laughed at it because I know he's a stalker. But, I didn't take it too seriously. Fast forward to when I spoke to a couple of my friends. One of my friends said, no, that's not a good, that's a bad signal. A person who sounds like that is going to hurt you without, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't think of it like this. I mean, this person has done something really unimaginable before. When I say unimaginable, he didn't rape me, he didn't kill me, please. It's just, we were friends, and then when he did it, I didn't understand why we should still be friends, because he made it look like I wasn't his friend at that time. So he didn't he didn't hurt me. I just wanted to clear that part too. But this person says, block this person on all platforms. And then this second friend tells me, and maybe you should minimize the things you say on My Life Continues Everyday podcast. And that hit me. And I said, what? My Life Continues Everyday podcast is like an electronic diary of my life. Of course, I do not say everything. Like I mentioned, sometimes it's just best to keep off things from the internet because you don't know who's listening. And that's the thing again, right? But I've uplifted a lot of people. I've encouraged people and inspired people with this podcast. It seems to me like it is a mission. I don't even share just my story. Other people share theirs. And I cannot just, because of this one person, change everything about my podcast. And yes, there are information that you do not need to know about because it does not concern you, ladies and gentlemen, just as yours may not concern me and 5 billion others out there. But there are things that you bring to the table, this podcast, because you want to teach a lesson, you want to make a point, and also to record progress, and also to vent. That's what I do in this podcast. And now, this podcast as I know it, I'm supposed to change it now because of this one person? Well, I would like to hear from you all, right? On Spotify, I know you can leave comments. So let me know what you think. Do you think I'm sharing too much? This is because in the last episode, I had talked about my moving to Uyo. I had to. It's part of the things I do on this podcast. And this, my friend, my friend wasn't really, my friend is actually looking out for me. And the person said, minimize the things you say. And I'm like, I'm not even a person who broadcasts, except my job, because I need more jobs. I don't broadcast on social media anyhow. And this person just said, you have to just be careful the things you say on My Life Continues Everyday podcast. You know what? You all just let me know what you think, because I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do My Life Continues Everyday podcast without talking about my life. And yes, like I mentioned, there are sensitive information and there are other information too that are not necessary for you all to know about. Unless you're very close to me, then you know it with me. But how do I talk to people without telling them? This is a journey, because the story I'm about to share on today's episode actually is a testament of people being vulnerable to an extent on this podcast because of my level of vulnerability. This person who I'm about to share her story, was talking about her life after school and stuff that happened to her. And, she was able to say the things she said as a first daughter, the things you experience as a first daughter, especially when you're Nigerian and Igbo. And all the things, she mentioned them, and work and the challenges and how she's jobless. Oh, by the way, at the time she sent this to me so many months ago, she was jobless, but I'm happy to announce just before you listen to this story that she now has a job and she's happy. But that was the story. And I feel bad that I didn't spend that. I didn't, share this story before now, because that's the thing I do on this podcast. I share the stories so you listen to people and see how they have progressed. But it's okay. It's still good. I share it, but have it at the back of your mind that she eventually succeeded and she has a job by God's grace. Now, I'm not sure what's happening today, but I know like last month when we talked, she had a job. Now, this person was moved to share that part of their story because I shared and I'm supposed to come to this podcast and not say nada. What am I supposed to say? Like, just talk like an inspirational speaker or motivational speaker, I beg your pardon, and go? No. The truth is, I understand I may have to be careful, but why? Why me? Why me? Anyway, I want to believe that no harm will come to me, right? I'm going to share my stories and I inspire people because I believe this podcast is more than just a podcast, it's a mission, and it was given to me by God. For me to stop it because of one person who is stalking me, who probably is doing it harmlessly because they miss me, or harmfully because they are real psychos, I'm not going to stop. You know what? Let me know what you think. God help me. You all just keep praying for me. God help me. Let's not blow this out of proportion, but you just let me know what you think in the comment section. I would love for you to share your story, share your suggestions or opinion on the matter. And that's that. So yeah, coming up now is the story I told you about from this person. I hope you learned one or two things from it, and I want you to remember that this person now, to an extent, is getting some of these things figured out. So you, wherever you are, you will figure it out by God's grace. Just be patient, be consistent in doing the right thing. I'm always mentioning the right thing. Don't come up and tell me, oh no, what's the right thing? It's relative, it's not absolute. You know the truth. Please, let's all not pretend like we do not know the truth. So do the right thing. Could hurt. It could hurt. I'm telling you as a person who I'm not sounding like a good person because I'm not. But I know that when you're good, and you're good for goodness sake, not because you're expecting any reward, just kind of hard, because truth is one of the things that keeps us going on these things, especially in days when you feel like, why I'm gaining less than I lose, is the motivation that someday I'm going to a better place or something good is coming your way. But the truth is, if you can, transcend that level, right? And get into the part where I'm just good for goodness sake. Being good is good. And so, yes, keep being good and be consistent. Someday you'll figure it out. It will get better. I'm about to share the story. So sit back. It's still My Life Continues Every Day podcast. And I still am Amanda Ilu. I'll be back. Listen to the story.
Hi guys. I'm frustrated. I'm pretty sure you were expecting a soft story at the beginning, but I'm not really going to do something very lovely of that. Or maybe the sub part is coming at the end, but let's just start with the fact that I'm frustrated. So, backstory. I graduated from uni a year ago. To be precise, in June. That was when I defended my undergraduate thesis. Like everybody calls it project, but they say I'm too educated. And I had a plan. Like most Nigerian students, they're like, I don't have a plan. Let's see how it goes. I don't know what's next. I knew what was next. I had a solid and a concrete plan. So the plan was to stay back in school, start an internship job that I had already applied for. And, we're on our way. But it didn't turn out to be that way. I defended my project today. My dad had called me today and says, pack all your stuff into a bag, or 2 or 3. I'll send you money, come back home. Tried haggling and juggling my way out of it, but I couldn't. So I packed my stuff into 3 Ghana Musgos and a box, a hand luggage. I was not flying. Don't worry, it was a hand luggage, something you could just sit with. Took the first available bus down home. Dad had picked me up from the bus park, and then I had shared my plans with him. And we were going to work something out. That was his response. Turns out that we haven't really worked anything out. So I had got back home, I'd settled in, I had energy, I arranged my room, made it living space, no longer like a temporary space that it was. More like, this is home now. This is your permanent abode for the meantime, Tidied up everywhere, and I was ready to go. The only thing I didn't do was repaint my room, because I just kept procrastinating, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do it again. Then I had spoken to my parents about getting a full-time job. They had expressed everything they really wanted to express. The bottom line was, they didn't let me get a full-time job because I just graduated. So I was like, okay, I'll just find something to do with myself. Got in LinkedIn, Zoom, started applying. Jobs were not coming. I think the one that broke the camel's back was one of the times I had applied for a job. It was a bot that received my CV. And less than 2 minutes later, the rejection mail came. I started fading. I started becoming a shadow of myself. So it was getting worse as the day was going by. Spent almost 1 month plus at home, and then I spoke to my aunt. She's like, you can't keep staying at home. You need to get busy, or you're going to lose your mind. Find a skill. Skills help. And start something. That is how in August of that year, I started learning how to type. It wasn't something I was very interested in, but it was something that I kind of liked. It was in line with one of the things I had liked, or I liked to do. Tie scarves. I have a thing for tying scarves, so it was in line with it. And I always wanted to have a scarf business one day, so I could just add daily to it, Start learning how to tie. It wasn't an easy route, I won't lie. We had bad days. We had good days. But the good days were better than the bad days, because I was seeing money. I was seeing daily jobs. I was seeing people. I was not stuck in my house. I did that till the end of the year. In the new year, I just told myself that we're going to do something else. We're going to make an effort to get into the job market again. Mind you, while I was learning my gilly, I had suspended everything and getting into it. January of the new year, I had gotten a new job. A miracle job. And the pay of the job was good. But I'm guessing that I was allowed to do the job because my family knew the owners. So I was allowed to do it. They can always do stuff like that. I did that job until March. April, actually. They started owing salary. Big time. You work and they wouldn't pay, and I was like, I have bills to pay, I'm not working. And then they were backing it under the fact that I was family, so they could always set me So I just told myself that, you know what, I was going to transition from doing that job into doing this. I used to write. So okay, I had gone for my Easter break, traveled out of home. In fact, how I made that trip, God. How I made that trip, it was God, you know. Spent 1 week, 1 month away from home, came back, ready, was pumped. Went back to the job force again, and you guys, I'm still there. I'm still job hunting. So I haven't still seen a decent job since I had left my former one, where they were still owing me salaries. And I'm still searching. I write short stories, I write articles now to while away time, and just volunteer. So these are the things that make me happy. But when I'm done doing them and I come back home and I lie down in my bed, I look at the plans I had made a year, and then I'm frustrated because all I just wanted was support. All I just wanted was little encouragement, but nothing. You guys, there's no encouragement. There's nothing. Right now, I'm stuck. It looks like my life is I'm not making progress in my life. Actually, I am actually not making progress because I'm stuck. I don't have a job. I'm just freelancing, scrapping whatever comes from it. And I'm living every day as it comes. But I'm hopeful that this too shall pass. Even if it takes more than a year or two, this too shall pass. And I really hope it passes faster than it should. Until then, my life continues every day. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I believe that somebody is probably going through the same thing as she. This is the sign you asked for. You will be good. You will be fine. And yes, sometimes life does not give us lots and lots of choices. And we have to even create choices sometimes for ourselves. But I want you to hold on, to be steadfast. Believe in God. I believe in Him and I've seen what He has done for me. That's why I'm sharing this testimony with you. So feel free to believe in God and ask Him and talk to Him. All right? It will get better, and do what you can and improve. There are lots of free courses these days on the internet. Could be YouTube, could be Coursera, could be anywhere. Get better, okay? Upskill, do something. Look out for those things that you probably have always loved before, but for one reason or the other, you were not able to study them majorly. Could be some stuff on psychology, psychotherapy, could be something on business, on e-commerce. Just upskill. Finish that course. You don't have to pack a lot of courses. You don't have to pack a lot. It could be YouTube. It could be learning one skill. It could be baking. Could be frying. Could be cooking. Just be better than what you were when you listened to this podcast. And I promise you, someday it will be handy. And just keep moving and keep talking to the Holy Spirit. Everything will be fixed. I'm telling you, because that's what it is. Okay, every single thing will not be fixed. Nah, that's why you're living on earth. All right? But most of the things you need for each phase will be fixed. And if anything is not fixed at a phase, that is what you need in that phase. Okay? And it will teach you a lesson. Sad, but it's true. And I wish you the best. Anyway, we sincerely appreciate you for sharing this story. Girl, I really appreciate you. And to other people who keep sharing their stories on this podcast, thank you for believing that this podcast is worthy of your stories, for being vulnerable in order to make things better for other people, as well as yourself. Thank you so much. I'm Amanda Elo, and this is where I come to the end, so I don't speak too much. And don't forget to leave in the comment section on Spotify or anywhere that you can, so I would hear what you have to say. It's actually on YouTube now. Remember, this podcast is on YouTube. Just look for My Life Continues Every Day by Amanda Elo, and you will find it. You can leave your comment there and let me know what you think about the issue I mentioned earlier about, somebody who is stalking. They mentioned it themselves. That's why I'm using it, because they used it. So someone who's stalking, and my other friend telling me, oh no, you have to block this person and minimize the things you see on My Life Continues Every Day. Do people think that I say a lot on My Life Continues Every Day? And all of those, and any other suggestion you think we can put together to make this podcast a better one. I am open to it. And well, by the time I'm done vetting and, checking and probably experimenting behind the scene, I will let you all know, and I will definitely bring it up to the platform. So thank you so much. I'm Amanda Elo. God bless you, amazing. Just protect you. Whatever happens, please, 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 just know that your life continues every day until your watch is ended. Don't end it yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Yes, easier said than done, but just have it at the back of your mind. Trust me, it will help you. Until it is ended, your life, my life, continues every day. See you again. Feel free to share your story with me on Gmail at iamandaelo@gmail.com. You can pause and go back again and listen. I am amandaelo@gmail.com. Just send a 7 minutes, voice note explaining your story. You listen to today's voice note or today's story, so you know the format and stuff. And do not forget to end it with My Life Continues Every Day in the end, so people get the hope that they're asking for, and hopefully you will get the answer that you seek someday, and things will be fixed by God's grace. Amen. All right, I've talked a lot. Let's stop it here. Bye. Oh, Merry Christmas. Oh my God. Merry Christmas to you all. Merry Christmas. I know it's feeling like Christmas right now, right? But Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, guys. I love you all. Have a wonderful and splendid holiday, and Happy New Year in advance.
I got you. I'm living a good life, no stress and no strife. Every day I keep moving up, Monday to Sunday, steady balling. If you can be one, I'm a